So here's the problem. You have this great video you want to upload to Instagram TV, but for some reason, the thumbnail, the way that it previews on the Instagram newsfeed, and then also the way it shows up on IGTV just doesn't look right. So how do you fix it? My name is Tracey Wong, and I am a video producer and a photographer here in Dallas, Texas. And today I'm going to go through and show you exactly how to understand the correct video dimensions, how to correctly edit the video, export, and also upload. And I'm not going to worry about 4K video because Instagram is going to compress your video anyway, and the best it's going to give you is HD quality, if you even get that. Most of the time it's like 720 quality or even lower. And I'm filming this video in April of 2020, so things may change, but as of right now, that is what it is. So there are 3 main sizes that you need to worry about when it comes to the aspect ratio of your video, okay? Number 1 is the thumbnail. And the way that the thumbnail shows up on Instagram is that it has to be a 1:1, a 1080 by 1080. And you have to put the 1:1 thumbnail within a 9:16 aspect ratio thumbnail. The second size that you need to worry about is 4:5 or 1080 by 1350. And this is the size that I generally will create Instagram videos or IGTV videos to preview on Instagram, because it does allow you to preview the video for up to 1 minute before it asks you to move on to IGTV. Is because it's the longest size that you can get, so it takes up the most screen size when it comes to people viewing it on their phones. And if you don't know this already, most people will view the video on their phones. The third size is the size that is most important for IGTV, which is 1080 by 1920. So it is a 9:16 size video. And this is where your 4:5 and also your 1:1 size thumbnail is all going to be placed within. And this may seem really confusing, so let me go ahead and jump into how you actually edit this. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Premiere Pro and open a new project. And I'm just gonna go ahead and label this IGTV tutorial. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose where I want it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save it on my desktop, and I'll select it there. And then I'll press OK. What I'm gonna do now is add in the files that I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and import. And I'm gonna go to my desktop, IGTV, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a video and also an SRT file, and I'm gonna add in all these, and I'll show you what they are in just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to File, New, and then Sequence. And here, I'm just gonna go to Digital SLR. I'm gonna do a 1080p video, and I'm gonna do it 24 frames, and press OK. And once I do this, it's automatically going to have the aspect ratio be 16:9. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the sequence settings to, I'm just basically gonna switch these two. I'm gonna change them to 1080 by 1920. And everything else I'm gonna leave exactly the same. I'm gonna press OK, and you'll notice that it has automatically switched it to this size, okay? And in fact, I am going to leave this one as it is right now, and let me go ahead and create another one. Okay, so I'm gonna do a sequence, and I'm gonna label it 16:9. Okay, next is I'm gonna create another sequence, and I'm gonna go ahead and call this 4:5. Okay, and then I'm gonna change this to 1080 by 1350. And this should be a 4:5, okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and work with the 4:5, and then I'll show you how to do the 9:16. Because Instagram, like I said earlier, allows you to show up 1 minute of a video on your Instagram feed before it goes to IGTV. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the existing settings, and I'm gonna bring in a video that I did earlier, okay? And with this, I'm just gonna go ahead and go over to effects controls and basically just scale it up until it fits. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of those black bars there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do new and just add in a color mat. Press OK, I'm gonna choose a nice bright white. And once I have the color mat, I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in and drag this across. And then I have it right underneath the layer for the video. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the video just because I want the video to take up a little bit more space. So I'm gonna go to about, let's say about 200, okay? So next thing is I'm gonna go ahead and just add in a quick title. So I'm not gonna put a ton of effort into this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a legacy title, and I'm gonna press OK. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and type what are the right dimensions for IGTV. I'm gonna select all and change the color right here to black. Left justify it so that way I can add in an emoji. And I think we're pretty good there. So once I have that created, I'm gonna go ahead and drag the title over here. And I have an emoji, a thinking one, that I'm gonna go ahead and layer on top. Go over here and then move this up. And if it's not moving up for you there, you can just go to the position and then move it up there. My video looks pretty decent. I mean, I haven't done much design, but there you go. Next thing is I'm gonna go ahead and drag in the captions. And the easiest way to get captions is basically you can go to websites like Temi.com for 25 cents per minute. It's gonna transcribe your video using a software. Or you can go to Rev.com, which is going to have someone manually transcribe your video for $1.25. So in Rev.com, it's a little bit more accurate. You can place the order and then go to captions. And then from there, you can go ahead and upload your file. If you were doing it in Temi, it's pretty much the same. It's new order and then upload. And then it'll give you the price for how long the video is. And then you can go ahead and purchase it. And it will take usually a few minutes if you are on Temi and maybe an hour or so if you are on Rev.com. And once you download the SRT file, adding on the captions is super easy in Premiere because you can actually just drag and drop. So I've got the SRT file here, and once I drop it in, it's just gonna add it in automatically. So once you have that, you can definitely fix the captions. And I don't see an area to fix captions right now. So you can just go to Window and then go to Captions, which is right here. And it's gonna pull up this window, or select all of it, or right click and then select all. And I'm gonna go to the position and just move it down. The next thing I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna use the entire video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and crop it at 2 minutes. So once I get to 2 minutes, really easy way is you can just, and then I'm gonna use the shortcut C to cut, and I'm just gonna cut all these layers. So now, if you are happy with this, a really quick way that I like to just quickly make these fit for IGTV is I will go to the sequence that we created earlier, which is the 9:16. And I will go ahead and create a new color mat, okay? I'll go to new color mat and then press OK, and then just go ahead and do white. And I'm gonna name this 9:16, so that way we don't get confused. I'm gonna go ahead and drag that in and make this about 2 minutes, okay? Because that is how long I had the other video. And then I'm gonna go ahead and nest the 4:5 size into the 9:16. So I'm literally just gonna go to the sequence and drag that on top, okay? And the beautiful thing about this is it's already sized for IGTV as quickly as that. So the only thing about doing it this way is that it still doesn't solve the thumbnail. And the thumbnail needs to be 1:1 size. So how do we correct that, okay? So a really, really easy way to do this, and it's a little bit of a hack that I do, is that I will basically create another sequence. And in the sequence, I'm gonna make it 1080 by 1080. Okay, so now I have that size. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the sequence that I had for the other one, and I'm gonna go ahead and select a frame that looks decent. Maybe I like this one, okay? And I'm just gonna go ahead and drag it down until it fits into here, okay? So this is going to show up on my Instagram grid now. It's gonna be this one, or I might do this one or something. And I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly export that frame as a still, and I'm gonna import it to the project. You can go ahead and create a completely separate one. A lot of times I do that in Photoshop, but this is just a really fast way that I like to basically do these types of thumbnails very, very quickly, because we do create a ton of videos. So I'm gonna press OK, and it should have brought in my thumbnail, okay? So that's probably not the best one, so I'm gonna do another one. Okay, so let me do this one. I'm gonna press OK, it's gonna import another one. So one thing that I do a lot of times is, regardless of whether it's an Instagram video or a IGTV video, I will add the thumbnail to the first 3 frames of the video. And that is just in case for some reason the video is shorter than a minute or longer than a minute, and for some reason we can't add it on IGTV. I just think it's a lot easier because Instagram is going to basically select the first frame of the video as the thumbnail by default. So just in case, because I sometimes videos get cut off or whatnot, that's something that I always do. So going back to here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the A, which is going to allow me to select all, and I'm just going to do 3 frames. And a really easy way is, if you have your playhead here, you can just press the arrow that goes right. So it's 1, 2, 3, and that's the 3 frames. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that I drag this over so the color mat is there. And then I'm going to drag the thumbnail that I selected earlier. I'm going to cut it right there. And that becomes my thumbnail. And then I'm just going to go ahead and export the frame and then save it on my desktop. And once I have it saved, then I have it there. That is all ready to go to upload to Instagram. And then the rest of the video, it's not really going to show up. It's basically just going to be 3 frames, and then it's going to go directly into the video. So another thing that you can do is, if, let's say, you want the video to take up more room, you don't want it to stay 4:5 after the first initial 1-minute preview, you're going to take the sequence, and then I'm going to duplicate the sequence. So I'm going to right click and then duplicate. And once I have it duplicated, I'm then going to go to sequence settings and change that specific one to 1080 by 1920. Press OK. And then I'm going to switch out this color mat for the 9:16. And then once I have it there, I'm then going to go to the 1-minute mark. So all this is going to be 0, 0, and 1. We'll cut all this. And manually just move everything so it's correctly sized. So let me quickly do that. All right, awesome. What we have now is, you have 2 options. One of them is that you can do the video that has basically the 1x1 size thumbnail, the 4x5 video, and then it transitions to like a full size 9x16. And this is what it looks like. So it looks like this, it plays, and then at a 1 minute mark, the amount of busyness, it's automatically gonna switch to this. So I think it's a really great way to just utilize all the sizes that are available. If you don't need it to basically resize and take up the full screen, then you can do the easier version, which is basically just have the 4x5 size nested in the 9x16 and then also the 1x1 thumbnail. So that is how you do the editing in Premiere. I do like editing these types of videos in Premiere more than Final Cut Pro, just because Final Cut Pro doesn't give you as many options to edit the SRT file. Like you can't really edit the font or the size unless you use a separate program, which I have a video which you can watch right here about how to do that. So number 3 is how to export this type of video with the correct settings so that way it looks right in IGTV. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Premiere. And when I'm here, I'm going to press Command M, which is the shortcut to export. And I'm choosing the sequence that, I'm going to choose the more complicated sequence, and I'm going to correctly change the title of this. So I'm going to call it 1x1 thumbnail, 4x5, 4x5 video within 9x16. Okay, so it's like Inception, right? It's like a dream within a dream within a dream. So it's a sequence within a sequence within a sequence. Okay, so once I have this, I'm just going to go ahead and press Command M to export. Because if I go ahead and scrub through this video, you'll notice that it's correct. It goes from a 1x1 thumbnail to a 4x5, and then at the 1 minute mark, it goes full screen. So it makes it really, really awesome. And I'm going to match the source. And the big thing that you need to worry about is the bit rate. So I'm going to go down to bitrate settings here. And the thing about IGTV or Instagram is they will lower the quality of your video. So you want your video to be as high quality as possible within the time frame. So you don't want to go any lower than 7.5. You know, based on testing, it'll still look pretty good. But if you have a video that's really short and you can fit it within the 3.6 gigabyte limit that IGTV has, I would definitely recommend that you go to CBR. You can do 7.5 or go up to 20, which is good. Or if you want the highest quality possible, which is going to increase the file size, go all the way to the end, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this on my desktop. And I'm going to press save, and I'm going to go ahead and export. The fourth thing that I'm going to go through is how to upload your IGTV videos. And there are 3 main ways, okay? So the first way is using your phone. So you can directly just go to the IGTV app on your cell phone and upload there and then add on the thumbnail. Another way is you can go to your Instagram account, and you can go to IGTV, which is right here, and then go to upload. And once you upload it here, I'm going to go to the video that we just exported, and I'm just going to make sure it's the right size. So it's 755.4 megabytes, which is perfect because the limit for IGTV is 3.6 gigabytes. It's really about 3.4. But they do say 3.6 and a lot of other things that are not correct on the help website. And then you have to upload a thumbnail. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and upload this one. And this is what's going to show up. And then once you have the title and description, you can post a preview. And this is where it's going to show a minute. And you can add it onto your Facebook business page if you have one, and then you can post, okay? The third way to add it on is if you have a Facebook business page, you can go to business.facebook.com/creator studio. And from here, you can post And schedule, which is the best thing, schedule your Instagram and IGTV videos. So you can just go ahead to the top left-hand side, create post. You can do IGTV, and it looks almost exactly the same. You upload the video, whatever it was, and also the custom thumbnail if you want it to preview on Instagram, if you want it to put on your business Facebook page. And then my favorite part is you can schedule it. So you can schedule it right here and then put it on different days, which is awesome. If you are someone who's super busy, you can basically just sit down for an hour or so a week and schedule all your posts, which I think is fantastic. So there you have it. Kind of a lot of information, but I think this will be helpful for you guys. So if you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.